Hello, welcome back to MenuDocs. My name is Vex, and I'm here for the final episode of the PHUE Dashboard web series. Oh boy, episode 9. 5 months ago I started, and I'm doing the final episode. This is sad. Oh well, I suppose all good things have to come to an end one day, and I guess this is time. Just before we continue, I'll just like to say this series has been proudly sponsored by our sponsor, Oxide.
Today's video is proudly powered by our partner, Oxide Hosting. Get your products hosted by them with their cheap, reliable services. So what are you waiting for? Check them out in the description below.
So in today's video, I'm going to be doing as much as I can. I'm going to show you how to control your lights outside of your home safely. And I'm also going to show you how to host this little web dashboard on a machine. And for this tutorial, I'm going to use a Raspberry Pi. If you do not have this, don't worry, don't freak out. You can do this on Windows if you're an old Windows machine, or you can do it on the machine you're using. Or if you're on Linux, you can just follow along easily because the Raspberry Pi is using Raspbian OS, which is a Debian-based Linux distro. Let's get started. So, if you don't know what a Raspberry Pi is, it's a little single board computer, pretty powerful. I've got the Raspberry Pi 4, 8 gigabytes, so it's got a 64-bit ARM CPU. It's pretty cool. And that's it. They're pretty cheap too. This is in pounds, so it's pretty cheap. Nothing else to say, but they're a powerful little thing, and I mean they're really small. Like, look at that. It fits into the palm of your hand. That's like how small they are. Also, I'm going to be using a bit of software called TeamViewer because I do not want to record on the Raspberry Pi. It's currently got no good recording software, unless I use a capture card or something, which I don't have, and I'm not going to spend some money on that. I'm just going to use TeamViewer so you guys can see what the Raspberry Pi is doing. I'm not going to do it through command line because that's going to be hell for you guys to watch. Let's get started. So I'm actually going to go ahead and put the code that I have done for the web dashboard onto a USB, so that's how I'm going to transfer it. Alright, that's all plugged in, so I'm going to head over to TeamViewer, and basically this is TeamViewer, so you can connect up to other people. I'm going to blur that out because I just realized you guys can connect. My bad. Anyway, I'm going to connect it to my Raspberry Pi, so I'm just going to go double click on it and it's going to connect me. Boom, we're in. Oh, it's already going. Oh, you've plugged something in. I'm just going to close some of this stuff. Picture quality isn't that great through TeamViewer, but hey, there's always a negative to something. I'm just going to hit OK, and you can see it's there. I'm going to extract here actually. There's probably no point into zipping it, but hold on. I'm going to open this up, and can I just go into here, and I'm just going to CD into it. Look at that Neo fetch. CD into desktop, and it's episode 8. Now that we're in here, we can see everything that's in here. Not much. I've already gone ahead and installed the Python libraries, modules, whatever you want to call them, installed. So Flask and PHUE is all we need if you are following mine. If you've modified yours and you've got other dependency that this project requires, go ahead and install them now. Also, you're going to want to make sure you have npm installed. I'm going to update my npm because I do know it's out of date. I haven't updated in a while, so I'm just going to go ahead and update npm. So make sure you install npm and node.js. Well, if you install node.js, you get npm. Alright, I'm back, so it's installed. I'm also just going to install PM2 now. So to install PM2, I'll get an emails while recording. Just type in sudo npm install -g because we're going to install it globally, and just put in PM2, and that should install it. Mine's already installed, so it's going to detect that, and it should be up to the latest version too. If it's not, PM2 will scream at me before I use it. It's pretty good. There we go. Oh, alright, it's already done. Must already have a token. If not, it's going to scream at you and say, quickly go press the link button on your bridge and come back and do it within 30 seconds. And it'll capture the token. so it can talk to it. So I forgot to install something, and we need to install NGINX through the advanced package tool. If you're on a Debian-based system, you'll have apt. If not, if like you're on a Arch-based machine, just use Pacman. But just use whatever package manager you got to install NGINX, and it should install. Yes, that's all installed now. So we need to go to our config of NGINX. But first, just before we do that, let's check that it's actually online and working. So we can just go here. It's working. It doesn't have the default NGINX page for, I don't know, some reason. I think because I've used NGINX in the past. So let's get started in editing the config. So we need to go to the config, which will be in etc NGINX sites available default. Actually, that'll be a file, I believe. Yeah, default. So it's just type sudo vim. I got weird file permissions, so I need to use sudo for this. If you use whatever text editor you want, I'm just going to quickly use vim, and in here we can just delete all of this. And paste that in. Oops, what happened here? So I'm just going to quickly write these lines. For some reason it's not letting me paste this in, and I don't want to take up a lot of time doing this, so I'll be back. Okay, so I've quickly gone through and just typed this all, so just put this in here in the location. I'll give you a second to pause the video and really cut this down. I'll also put a paste bin in the description so you guys can copy this if you're on Linux and you're using the NGINX route. Once you've done this, we just need to exit out of your text editor, and you just want to type sudo systemcdl restart NGINX, and this should restart it, and we can test to make sure everything's working by coming up here and then just type in localhost. We don't need port, sorry, 192.168.0.229, and oh sweet, it's working. So you can actually see this NGINX is talking to this, and it's using a proxy pipe bypass, and that's how it's talking to it. So we can just quickly log in doing that, and this should be all working. So we can go to colors and change it. Error check console. What is the error? I think it tried to send I think I forgot to change one of the request methods, but it did actually change the light. I don't know why I'm getting that error. It's changing the light color. I think I've done something when I haven't noticed, but it's working. It's changing the color according to the box I'm clicking. So that's it for this part of hosting it on the Raspberry Pi. Well, actually, no, sorry, we've got one more thing to do. I'm going to, you can see the error in here. I'll probably put a typo. Yeah. Let me just clear that. We're going to use PM2 now, so I'm just going to type sudo PM2 list to make sure I don't have any other processes going. I need to update PM2 as well. Let me just, I know I need to destroy that. Sudo, it hasn't. So now we can type sudo PM2 start, and I'm just going to tab for main.py, and then -- interpreter equals Python 3. So basically what this is going to say that we need to use the Python interpreter, but just to check, make sure it's offline. Okay, yeah, well, NGINX is offline, but our app's offline, so we're just getting a 502 bad gateway. That's all good. And now if we do that, that should start. Oh, see, it's straight away. Now that we've done that, we want to do one more thing. We're going to do PM2 save, and then sudo PM2 startup. So basically, this is going to we'll create a startup script that when the system starts, it calls PM2, and when PM2 starts, it does all this stuff. Anyway, just to be safe, I'm going to do sudo PM2 save one more time. And we can check the list to make sure it's still on there. Sudo PM2 list. It's on there, and also at any time your app is crashing, you just type in PM2 logs 0. So if you're on Windows, just do everything I did with PM2. Just ignore all of that stuff. Well, I don't know why it's trying to import an SSL. I think that's just because it's on a Raspberry Pi. It doesn't affect it. But yeah, if you're on Windows, just do everything that I did with the PM2 and you'll be fine. And if you want to use it on other devices apart from your computer, I think you just need to open the port on your computer, which I think it does automatically. Yeah, I'm pretty sure it does it automatically for you. So this is all safe to close now, so I just exit this and exit this, and I'm going to close out a TeamViewer. And to make sure that our startup script and everything's working, I'm going to turn off the Raspberry Pi by just unplugging the power. It's completely off. Let's refresh. As you can see, it's going to time out the request pretty much because it's not getting a response. There we go. I just had to give it a second. Anyway, as you can see, that's working. Last part for this episode is going to switch over to mobile. As much as this sounds crazy, like why are you using mobile for coding series? It's actually something to do with the Phillips PHUE app itself. This is optional. You don't have to watch this part of the video, but what I'm going to be showing you is how to control your lights if you're not connected to your Wi-Fi. It's called out of home control, and if you go to your Phillips PHUE application that you will have installed on your mobile device, so you can set up the lights and stuff, in the settings, the first thing should be called out of home control, as you'll see on the screen. I'm just going to tap that, and you can just swipe through, and you can see it's got like auto turn the lights off when you leave, turn the lights on when you're coming home, so it's not dark, and control your lights while you're away from home, which is the cool thing. And I actually use this, so when I go out, sometimes if it's for a couple of days, I'll turn my lights on at night just for like an hour or two, just to make out that someone's home. So we're just going to hit enable, and it's going to take you to a little web browser thing with inside the app, and you're going to need to log in. I'm going to, oh, it's already logged me in with something. I'm just going to hit I accept the terms of service, and I'm going to put in, I think it's asking for a name, which I'm just going to put in my real name. I'll blur that out so you guys can't see, because who knows what you guys will do. So I'm just going to hit continue, and it's asking me, oh, I've already got the email, welcome, blah, 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 account information. I'm going to hit unsubscribe from emails because I don't want that. So that should be all good. I'm just going to hit done and hit enable again because I don't think it's taken me to where it's meant to. So I need to go quickly push the link button on my bridge for this next part. So as you can see, I have done it, and I've got an email as well saying my bridge is linked. So I'm just going to hit continue. PHUE is requesting access to control. I'm going to hit yes. It's just asking for privileges. So now I have got out of home control, so you can turn off your Wi-Fi and use your mobile data and control your lights. So I thought that was something cool I'd also show you. And that's it for this episode. Well, finale, and it's been a wonderful series. I've had fun doing this, short and sweet. I had lots of other things planned, but just they were too off topic for what this series is actually about. And I can't wait to start a new series, and I'll see you guys in my newest one, which will come out, who knows? You just have to wait and see. If you like this video and you learned something new about using the command line or Raspberry Pis, if you learned what a Raspberry Pi was, please leave a like. If you didn't like the video, leave a dislike, but at least tell me in the comment sections why you didn't like it. And that's it for this series. It's been wonderful, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Bye.